Crystal and Kajiwara.
Our children.
Smiles endearing enough to melt your heart.
Adorable eyes that shimmer like gemstones.
We may have adopted them.
But we love them like our own.
I still remember the day we welcomed them into our home like it was yesterday.
It all started after our wedding and honeymoon. We were trying for a baby. A little bundle of joy to call our own. I was so excited. Starting a family with my dear husband. The love of my life.
We went to a doctor to get inspected. That's when we found out I was sterile. I couldn't give my wife a child. She didn't say it, but the disappointment in her eyes crushed me. I know it isn't my fault, but I couldn't help but feel like I let her down in some way.
I won't lie. I was disappointed. But I couldn't blame James. It was out of his control. I do my best to reassure him, but I can tell he feels a sense of guilt. I wouldn't let this keep us down, though. If we couldn't make children, we would adopt. Lord knows there's millions of children who are in need of a loving home.
Jenny was resolute in the idea. It made sense, especially for me, someone who's been adopted twice. Once by Kuzuyama, then by Victor once I cut Kuzuyama out of my life.
We carefully chose the adoption agency, applied for eligibility, and that's when we were matched with the 2 children that would become our son and daughter.
Crystal, an energetic, bright-eyed Korean girl always on the search for adventure. Her bio parents named her Crystal because of her beautiful emerald green eyes.
Kajiwara, a shy and quiet Japanese boy, always lending an ear to listen. He's very selfless and always willing to help, just like James.
Jenny counted down the days until the foster trial started. She glowed with excitement the entire time.
I couldn't contain myself. Since I was 14, I dreamt about being a mother to a child of my own. I think some of that motherly instinct leaked over a little into how I treated James sometimes.
It absolutely did.
Oh, shoo. Go back to recording your own memoirs.
I will, Mom.
Anyways, where was I? Oh, right. Kaji and Crystal arrived with their social worker on a sunny afternoon. We had just moved to Motherboard Island about a month ago. I'd put on my best dress in anticipation.
Good afternoon, Miss Yonaike. I am Kanata Midoriya.
Oh, I remember you. We discussed the meeting date over the phone. And that's when I saw them in person for the very first time. I fell in love with both of them almost immediately. I didn't care if I wasn't the one who gave birth to them. I felt that motherly instinct creep up on me right there and then. But I kept my cool. I would have all the time in the world later to hug and kiss them to my heart's content. What's your name, sweetheart?
My name is Krista.
That's a beautiful name. And who are you, little guy?
Kajiwara, Crystal, this is Jenny. You're going to be staying with her and her husband for a while. Speaking of which, where is your husband?
Oh, he had to tend to a work emergency for a shop downstairs, but he'll be back soon.
Please take good care of Kajiwara and Crystal. They've been through so much at such a young age.
I assure you they're in good hands. James and I will do our best to take care of them.
Are you going?
I am, but I'll be back to check on you in a week.
Pinky promise?
Pinky promise.
Bye.
Bye.
Come on, kids. Are you hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Yes, please.
What about you, Kajiwara? A quiet one, aren't you? Don't worry, sweetie. You can talk when you're comfortable. I left a cartoon on for you. Why don't you two sit on the couch and I'll make your sandwiches?
Sorry I'm late. Had to deal with another Karen. Did I miss anything? Hi?
Hello.
Oh, good. You're home.
I take it these are our foster kids?
Yes, that's Crystal.
Hi.
And that's Kajiwara. Oh, Kajiwara, it's okay. This is my husband, James. Crystal, do you want to meet him as well?
Okay.
At the time, I was 50-50 on being a parent. I was willing to give it a try since it was only a trial. I didn't realize at the time, but these kids would get their claws into me and I wouldn't be able to escape. Not that I even wanted to. So, since you're going to be living here, why don't you tell us about yourself?
My name is Crystal. My parents decided to call me that because of my gem green eyes.
Well, isn't that cool? And what about you, little guy? Not much of a talker, huh?
He's really shy. Oh, I forgot. Here's your sandwich, Kajiwara. Oh my god, they're so cute.
Keep your cool, Jenny. Remember, this is just a foster trial.
I know, James, but look at him. They're visual diabetes incarnate.
There's also the factor of if we can even take care of them. Granted, they're not babies, but they're still, I don't know, 5, 6. Kids this young are still a huge responsibility. It's nothing to take lightly.
I know, but you have to be a downer about it. We're finally parents. Granted, not the way I envisioned it, but still.
Jenny,
Yes, honey?
can I have some milk?
Sure, sweetie. White or chocolate?
White, please.
Will do.
Good grief.
I was elated. I finally had 2 little darlings to call my own. Even if they never ended up calling me their mum, I would still be happy to raise them. And even if James was a stick in the mud at times, he would eventually come around. So this is your room. It isn't much. We wanted to wait till you were here to really deck out your room, so your rooms are exactly how you wanted them to be. We don't have a bed for you two yet, but we have inflatable mattresses for you until the ones we ordered come in. If you don't like how they feel or if you have a nightmare, our room is right across from yours.
Will you check for monsters?
Absolutely. I'll make sure no monsters ever come near either of you.
Pinky promise?
Pinky promise. Is this your security blanket?
Mm-hmm. The older kids laugh at me for having it.
Ah, pay them no mind, Han. I'll let you in on a little secret. I have my own security blanket.
You do?
Yep. It's an old hoodie my mum used to wear. Whenever I'm feeling down in the dumps, I put it on and think of a happy memory. Now, get your things put away. James is going to be taking you to work pretty soon.
Wait, excuse me?
James, we spoke about this. I have to work today and we don't have a babysitter quite yet.
I thought you were joking.
I clearly wasn't, Hubs.
The kids are going to be bored to tears at the shop. Why can't you take them with you? Kids like pizza, don't they?
Because my scooter doesn't have room for 2 children.
Fine.
Oh, come on, James. It'll be fun. You can indoctrinate them into the glorious PC master what's-it or whatever you call it.
Please, for the love of God, don't ever say that again. My own wife just nearly made me die of cringe.
Who says cringe anymore? It's like saying riz or cap.
Jenny? What's Riz?
Something you'll learn when you're much older.
Whatever. I'll take the kids if you promise to never say that again.
Deal.
Jenny?
Yes, sweetie?
Will James be nice?
Of course he will. Isn't that right, hubby?
Oh, I'll be the nicest. While they're at the shop, I'll teach them how to make Molotov cocktails and say bad words.
He's just kidding. Anyways, I've got to get ready for work, kids. I'll be back later tonight. This was the moment. That hug sealed my fate. My heart felt like it was going to explode and I couldn't hold back anymore.
That's a good sign. Usually it takes a while for Kaji to trust anyone enough to hug them.
I couldn't help but feel for the little guy. This change had to be terrifying for him. And even though I was basically a stranger, he already saw safety in me. All right, Crystal, now it's your turn.
Little did we know, Crystal and Kajiwara were being watched by people who sought to take them away from us.
Do you see the chosen?
Yes, caretaker. Their new family is settling them in.
Excellent. If these adopters can teach them to be strong, then maybe they'll be worthy of our army.
And what of the adopters?
We will need them if their children succeed. They could be invaluable teachers.
And if the children fail?
Then we shall dispose of them. Our future utopia has no room for failures. Either outcome will serve our goal, for we shall purge the weak.
And we shall inherit the strong.
For now, keep observing them. We will strike when the time is right.
Phew! Starting a business on your own is harder than I thought. If only I had an extra set of hands. Oh, kids.
Huh?
Would you like to play a game?
What kind of game?
It's a game called Sort the Cards.
How do you play?
Just put these cards into piles. For example, the green cards go in the green pile, the red cards go in the red pile, and these pretty little orange cards go in the trash because I've told the distributor to stop sending this garbage and they refuse to listen.
Like this?
Yes, just like that. Keep it up and I'll take you to Jack Ronald's when you win. I'll admit, that probably wasn't the best thing as a father to do, but goddamn, they were great at sorting graphics cards. I soon upgraded them to handing me tools as I worked on commission builds for customers. Wrench,
Wrench.
processor,
Processor.
thermal paste,
Thermal paste.
soda,
Soda.
all done. Thanks for the help, guys.
What do we do now?
Time to close up and get some Jack Ronald's.
Yay!
Before we go, though, I want you to have these.
What are these?
They're called wrist wallets.
What do they do?
They're a nifty little tool that stores digital money, just like old leather wallets used to back in the day. There's 1.25 silicoins in there for each of you. I soon closed up the store and we headed out to Jack Ronald's. It normally wasn't my first choice for a meal, but this was before the shop picked up and I had to feed 2 kids.
Welcome to Jack Ronald's, where the elite meet to eat meat. How may I put a smile on that face?
Yes. Could I get 2 Jackie meals?
Would you like burgers or nuggets in those Jackie meals, sir?
All right, kids, what do you want?
We both want nuggets.
Would you like any sauce with that?
Honey mustard, please.
And what would you like, buddy?
I would like some ketchup, Crystal. Kaji would like ketchup, please.
All right, that will be 2 chicken jack nuggets Jackie meals, 1 with honey mustard, and 1 with ketchup. Would you like a drink with those?
Go ahead. Tell them what you want.
I would like apple juice. I want some apple juice. Make that too.
All right, 2 apple juices. And anything else for you, sir?
No thanks. This is just a treat for the kids.
All right, that will be 4.5 silicone.
4.5 silicoins? Jesus, no wonder you guys are named Jack Ronald's. You always feel like you're getting jacked.
Sorry, man, I don't make the prices.
I know, dude, but that's still a lot for kids' meals.
I know, the prices have been on the rise lately. The only reason I eat here anymore is because I get my food for free.
That's precisely why I stopped eating here, too. When I worked at the one in Tamashimura, they had free meals for employees, and I could never appreciate their food ever again. But anyway, here you go.
Here you go, kids. Enjoy.
I followed the adopter from his shop to the nearby restaurant. He had them work in his shop, and now he is rewarding them.
Good. He is instilling honorable values in them. They will be an excellent addition to our utopia.
Shall I take them, sir?
Not yet. We need more time to observe them. The annual trials are still far off. We will have them soon enough.
James, can we go play there, please?
Sorry, Crystal, not today. Jenny's gonna be home soon.
Pretty, please.
Oh, God damn it! This is the 5th time I recorded this section. When I agreed to this foster trial, I promised myself that I wouldn't fall for any puppy dog eye tactics. But here I was, getting suckered into caving into this little Korean girl that I barely knew. There was no struggle. There was no shouting into my arm, "Do not let her win." I caved like a little bitch. Those big emerald eyes melted my icy fucking heart as if someone put it in direct sunlight. Fuck! Moving on. All right, fine. But then we head straight home.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And just like that, the power dynamic shifted. I, the supposed adult, was being led by the hand into the play space by these two kids, cursing at myself on the inside for allowing myself to be won over this easily. Of course, I would never let Jenny know about this because she'd never let me live it down.
I just took a break from recording my memoir to spy on James recording his. I just found out he took them to the play space while I was at work. Then acted like he was still on the fence about keeping up appearances. I am never going to let him live this down.
Let's go in, James.
You go ahead, I'll watch from here.
Will you go in with us? Please?
I'm not sure I can even fit in there, sweetie.
Please?
I was certain I wouldn't cave so easily a second time, but then Kajiwara joined in with puppy dog eyes. God damn it! Those two were coordinating. They know they're cute and take full advantage of it.
Hearing James get so angry because he got outplayed by our kids has made my entire week. I've been laughing to the point that I'm in tears.
All right, fine, but just for a little bit. Whoa! I had never been in a play space before, or at least from what I can remember. Getting amnesia at the age of 12 basically erases most of your childhood. So, in essence, this was basically my first experience. Not going to lie, I was a little grumpy that I let myself get manipulated again. But over time, I softened up and started enjoying myself. I didn't even care if people were watching and judging me. I was having a ball. All right, kids, time to go home.
Aw, all right.
And listen, we cannot tell Jenny that we were here.
Why?
Because if Jenny knew we were here without her, she would be very, very sad. And I don't want my wife to be sad.
That motherfucker!
Oh no, I don't want her to be sad either. She's so nice.
If you promise not to tell her, we can come back here again. And this time, we'll bring Jenny. I'll admit, this was less for Jenny and more to salvage whatever dignity I had left. I had to act like I was on the fence for a little while longer so Jenny wouldn't see that I caved so quickly.
Cheeky bastard. All the guilt that I had from spying on him has officially vanished. Not only am I never letting him live it down, I'm going to rub it in his face.
As I walked home, I couldn't help but feel someone was following us. Dad's ninja training had made me extremely paranoid about walking in the streets. So for the time being, I shook it off. I wish I hadn't. We finally got home and I felt a bit easier. Jenny got home just as we sat down on the couch.
Hubby, I'm home.
Welcome home, Carrot Cake. How was work?
Awful. Someone decided to use us as a catering service. They ordered 75 pizzas. I was having to drive back and forth from the store to the customer, carrying 5 pizzas at a time. 15 trips total.
Jesus. No one drove with you?
And, to add insult to injury, they only tipped me half a silicoin.
Now that's just wrong.
I know. And it didn't help that I was getting swarmed by kids every time I brought the next load. Speaking of which, how was your day with Crystal and Kaji?
Oh, it was pretty uneventful.
Liar. Have the kids eaten?
Yeah, made them something quick and washed the dishes.
Wow, look at Super Dad over here.
The kids told me they want to go to Jack Ronald's tomorrow.
That motherfucker! Oh, that sounds like a wonderful idea. Maybe we can take them to the play space.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, you'd like to believe that, wouldn't you? Now to check for monsters. No monsters in there. Nothing in here either. Looks like the coast is clear tonight.
Jenny?
Yes, sweetie?
Could you sing to me? It helps me sleep.
I knew just the song. An old favorite of mine from when I was his age. God, saying that made me feel old. Of course, Pumpkin. I know a song my mum used to sing me when I was little. If I had words to make a day for you, I'd give you a morning, golden and new. Make this day last for all time, and feel the night deep in moonshine. Kajiwara's eyes slowly shut as he was whisked away to pleasant dreams. I kissed his little forehead and exited his room. In the room next door, I saw James finishing up a bedtime story for Crystal.
Don't come out. I'll huff.
Seeing him sit next to her as he read just reinforced that I picked the perfect man, even if he seemed flaky about children at the start. The next day, we had our playdate at Jack Ronald's play space.
Again.
Kajiwara was slow to warm up to James. It wasn't the quick acceptance that I got. For a while, Kaji was using Crystal and I to pass along messages to James. Until one day, James had a heart-to-heart with Kajiwara.
Hey, buddy. Got a moment? We need to talk about something. Listen, I know that I'm not exactly your favorite person, but that doesn't mean there has to be this barrier between us. You can always talk to me whenever you need to. I will never force you to do anything you don't want to, other than chores, homework, and eating your vegetables. But I'll never force you to call me dad, and I'll never force you to go down a career path that you don't want. You don't even have to see me as a parent, just someone looking out for what's best for you. If you want, we can make this an adventure. You want pizza? Let's get pizza. You want to spend the entire night playing video games? We can do that. Unless it's a school night, then we'll have to save it for the weekends. Point is, even if you don't see me as a parent or anything like that, we can still have fun.
Can we get pizza?
Let's do it!
Kajiwara soon came out of his shell for James and started talking to him as well. Over time, it seemed like James was coming around to enjoying being a father. While he couldn't make children of his own, he certainly made up for it by being the best dad those kids could have hoped for. His reluctance soon gave way to enthusiasm. He treats Crystal like his little princess and Kaji, oddly enough, almost like a little brother. James has never told me the reason, but I believe it's because he sees a bit of himself in Kaji.
The end of the week came before we even realized it. Kanata came knocking on our door again. Jenny was nervous.
Nervous didn't even scratch the surface. I was cleaning the house like a mad woman to make sure we passed. I couldn't bear the suspense. Was she going to pass us? Was she going to take my babies away from me? God damn it, lady, just say it!
Mr. and Mrs. Yoneike,
That's when we heard those amazing magic words.
you've passed. The adoption is finalized.
I screamed with joy when I heard those words. Crystal and Kaji were officially our children. James couldn't stop giggling to himself.
So, does this mean you're our parents now?
Yes, sweetie. You're part of our family now.
Yay!
Over the next 5 months, our family grew closer and closer.
We were able to see them experiencing a lot of their firsts.
Their first day of school,
Their first bike ride.
their first game of Battleship. Give up, Captain Jenny. You are outmatched.
We refuse to surrender to the likes of yous.
Very well then. Kajiwara, blow F6.
Fire in the hole! Battle cruiser's been hit!
Such treachery demands retaliation. Crystal, attack A1.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Blast! They fragged our frigate.
Jenny, James said a bad word.
For the last time, sweetie, frigate is not a bad word.
Well, it sure sounded like one.
The first time they called us Mom and Dad.
Jenny?
What is it, sweetie?
I wanted to ask you something.
Go ahead, Kachi. You can ask me anything.
Can I call you Mom?
What did you say?
Can I call you Mom?
Of course you can, Pumpkin. You're my little boy after all.
Crystal was less subtle in this regard. I'm home!
Daddy!
The plea at Jack Ronald's melted my heart. Being called Daddy for the first time shattered it. This was the moment Crystal became my little girl. If Jenny ever saw me like that, I would probably die of embarrassment.
I saw the whole thing. It was just adorable. My poor Hubs didn't even know what to do. He looked like his soul got gut punched. Poor thing. Then there was the time my dad came to visit.
So where are little ones?
Right over here, Dad. This is our son, Kajiwara.
Little man, you are hungry, no? You're so skinny. Don't worry, Grandpa Victor make you good food, put there on chest, make you big and strong. Next week is gonna be quality man time.
And here is our daughter, Crystal.
Ah, little Flinchko, I can see you and your mother are very alike.
So, your mom's dad?
Indeed I am, little one. Been her father since she was 5. She was so tiny and energetic, just like you.
Oh, Dad.
Will we get to meet Daddy's parents?
My relationship with my dad is complicated. Actually, no, more like non-existent. He was the one who trained me to become Night Terror. Before my wedding, I had a falling out with my father so bad that I cut contact with him and quit being Night Terror for 2 years. The reason? My dad basically wanted Night Terror to take over my life 100% while Jenny held down the fort at home alone. When I very expectedly told him he was insane, he proceeded to insult me and my wife, to which I promptly responded with the well-articulated argument known as a punch to the face. Now, obviously, I couldn't tell my kids that. They're way too young for that, and it's my business. But anyway, back to the story. Changing subjects. Hey, Victor, how about you get started on dinner?
Right. I hope you're hungry. I make the mini.
Yes, kids, you are in for a treat. Grandpa makes the best pelmeni.
What's that?
They are little meat-filled dumplings filled with spiced beef or pork, served for special occasions.
It's basically like Russian ravioli.
Russian ravioli?
Those 5 months were a blast.
But then came the day.
It was a gray, overcast day. But it was jogging day, so Jenny decided to knock it out before it started to rain. I had a hard day at the shop, and all I wanted to do was nap.
Darling, aren't you going to get ready to jog with us?
I'm dead tired. I'll catch you guys next time. I should have gone with them.
All right, Hopes. Enjoy your nap. Mwah.
Love you, Carrot Cake.
I love you too. We soon left for Processor Park. We were halfway there when a supervillain attack happened. Everyone around us panicked. I kept an iron grip on my children as we made our way through the crowd. But our escape wound up getting cut off by one of the attacking villains. So we headed into a maze of alleyways to lose them. Once I knew we were alone, I caught my breath. I was about to reach for my phone when I heard a chilling voice emerge from the shadows.
Mrs. Yellowike was a pleasant surprise.
Who are you? How'd you know me?
We've been watching you and your family for quite some time.
Your children have been selected for a series of trials that will shape the future of humanity.
Sorry, not interested. Now bugger off.
The choice is not yours to make.
Don't care. Not my problem.
Then we will take you by force.
That's when I reached into my purse, grabbed my pistol, and hit the Night Terror signal. It was a device that James built for me to call him if I needed help. If I ever used it, he would come to me as Night Terror. Stay the fuck away from me! If you come near me or my children, I'll fucking blow your brains out.
Mom! Mom, get up! Your mom! Mom! Mom, get up! Jerk! Let's go! Down! Touch me!
Take the adopter. She needs to bear witness to the trials.
What of the other one?
We shall collect him later after the trials. We are short on time.
My sleep was disturbed by a beeping noise I hoped to never hear. Jenny had activated the terror signal. She was in trouble. The kids were in trouble. Oh no. Ever since the falling out with my father 2 years ago, I was done with being night terror. I still kept the terror morpher around in case I needed it. Looking at it made some bad memories I tried to repress come to the forefront. But there was no time to dwell on that. My family needed me. Night terror! Terrify! Don't worry, guys. I'm coming.
When I woke up, I could barely move. My arms and neck were bound to a chair. I was in pitch darkness. Crystal? Kaji? Where are you?
Do not worry, Mrs. Yonoike. Your children are in good hands.
You're going to need much more than good hands if you don't let us go now.
I don't believe you're in any position of negotiation. Besides, you should be honored. Your children have been given a chance to become the future shepherds of humanity. Very few are selected, and even fewer make it alive.
Alive?
Yes. Our utopia has no room for weaklings and failures. These trials exist to purge the weak and put the strong on the pedestal they rightly deserve.
You can't be serious. They're just kids.
Your sentimentality blinds you, Mrs. Yonoike. Children exist to be molded, not coddled. For too long, society has bred weak children, and it is leading to the eventual downfall of our civilization.
You've lost your bleeding mind. They're only 5 and 6.
The perfect age for molding. It will be easier to instill values into them.
If you hurt one hair on him, you're not going to live long enough to regret it.
I'm done with this one. Send her to the theater.
The theater was dimly lit. There were several other parents around me. Each set of parents were placed 2 seats apart. Some of them were filthy, as if they'd been kept there for weeks. Some of them were crying hysterically, while others were catatonic. Meanwhile, I was just praying James would get here quickly.
My devoted followers, another year has passed, and with that, we continue our ritual of the trials. We have selected candidates that show a lot of promise. They show strength, resilience, and imparted wisdom. This year is a special occasion, as we have our first chosen from an adoptive family, courtesy of the Yonoikes. With an inner fire like that in this adopted mother, there's no doubt it's been imparted in her children. Now, let's see our chosen.
Oh my God.
This trial is a test of speed and stamina as the chosen make their way through this course. This saw, which represents those that oppose us, will chase them down. As they go deeper and deeper and deeper, the trial will become more treacherous. Death pits, spike traps, and many other hazards await them. The worthy chosen will know the safest path. Those that don't will likely meet a grisly end. A deserved end.
James, please hurry.
I had finally reached the warehouse. My body moved on its own as muscle memory took over. It was almost like I had never taken that hiatus.
I heard something over there.
Oh my god.
Call security. Let them know we have an intruder.
We've got a situation. We need backup on the roof now. Hello, can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me on this freak?
No one can hear you. I became a machine, executing tasks and pieces of shit with extreme prejudice and efficiency. One by one, I slaughtered them. They begged for their lives, but I gave them no quarter. These fucking subhuman creatures kidnapped my family. And that means everyone has to die. And I would make sure it was as painful as possible. I finally reached the room that controlled the whole complex. On the monitor, I saw the trial room. What I saw boiled my blood like hellfire. Fucking animals. A quick scan revealed the room was being controlled by a very powerful AI. This looked like a job for an old friend. All right, Suit, time to wake up.
Greetings, Night Terror. Long time no see.
Suit, or Special Utility Intelligence Technosite, is my Suit's onboard AI. She's the most devious creation I ever made. My computer science masterpiece. Able to adapt and rewrite itself on the fly. Reverse engineer source code and take over AI within nanoseconds. She subsequently gets smarter with each hack she performs. I need your help, old girl. An AI is controlling this panel. I need you to work your magic to gain control of this room. It's going to take a while since you've been out for 2 years, so I need you to do a staggered assault protocol. Attack any systems you can to buy those kids time.
Understood, Night Terror. Plug me in.
The staggered assault protocol was some of my finest work. Sue would create a virus that would attack certain systems and slow them down while she got to work cracking the encryption and making systems more vulnerable. Now to get those kids out of there.
We shall purge the weak. Let the trials begin.
Please stop this!
Better start running, you earthquake!
Gracie!
Looks like we have our first failure.
Kaji, what are you doing? Let's hurry!
This place is a goddamn maze. Suit, any luck on the staggered assault protocol?
Negative. Defensive subroutine proving more complex than anticipated. Adjusting strategy.
Fuck. Oh boy.
You have murdered my brothers and sisters.
Wow, certainly news to me. I didn't know ripping out people's throats would do that.
Expect no mercy from me.
Don't worry, I expect incompetence.
Infidel. Standing against the caretaker is equivalent to standing against death itself.
I've killed bigger and worse than you.
Despite me wanting Kaji just to run and save himself, I couldn't help but feel proud of my little pumpkin for being so brave. Every time he saw a child that was caught in a trap, he'd jump in to help. Crystal and Gracie also started helping Kaji. Still, that couldn't distract me from the danger they were in.
Please, stop. Mercy. Please.
Expect no mercy from me. Suit, please tell me you have a staggered assault underway.
Affirmative. The chaser saw has been temporarily disabled. Working on reverse engineering AI source code.
Try and see if he can attack those traps next.
Acknowledged. Attacking trial room trap subroutines.
Don't worry, kids. I'm coming.
There's no way we can do this. Guys, Kaji says we can jump across. Why are we taking ideas from the mute freak? Besides, we'll never make it. Got any other ideas? I guess you're right.
Marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. Not a single one of the Chosen has died yet. This may be our most promising batch of recruits yet, especially the adopted ones. That boy of yours is cut out to be a brave leader, Mrs. Yonoike. You must be very proud.
Still waiting for you to kill yourself.
Almost there. Almost there.
Warning. Chaser's Saw subroutine has been re-enabled.
Shit.
Hurry, Kaji, it's over here.
I watched with a pit in my stomach. If my babies didn't make it, they would either fall to their deaths or be cut by the saws. I didn't want to watch, but I couldn't look away. Crystal was first. Time slowed as she jumped through the air. Oh, thank God.
Come on, Kaji, you gotta jump. I got you.
I hoped to God Kaji would make it. He was shorter than Crystal, and I wasn't sure how far he could jump.
Hang on, Kaji.
God, please, no!
I can't pull you up.
What a shame. Looks like we'll have our first fatality. Seems your children are not cut out for our utopia.
Stop this, please! They're just kids!
Silence, adopter. What? Who is that? How did he find us? How did he get in here?
You're in for it now, fuckface!
I came in just in the nick of time. The blades mere inches away from my son and daughter. Was full of rage and adrenaline. I had read one of the files Suit managed to dig up while she was poking around in their systems. These were high society people, billionaires, influencers, and corporate CEOs. They were operating on a global scale, and Motherboard Island was their central base of operations. They established themselves in the heart of superhero activity, and they acted like their money and their influence made them untouchable, like they had nothing to fear. I would give them something to fear.
Nope. The Chosen will escape. Get security.
No!
I screamed with joy. My babies were finally safe. And there was my husband, comforting the children and guiding them outside.
Somebody stop him. Why isn't security responding? What's happening?
Caretakers, for too long you have kidnapped our families and subject our children to inhumane trials to satiate your savior complex. Today, I put an end to it.
Who are you?
I am your demon. I am your nightmare. I am Night Terror.
My husband has a thing for theatrics. It's always a joy seeing him go to work. He's so hot when he acts scary. Fuck, I love that man.
Just wait until security deals with you.
Oh, you mean this security? I made sure to make a particularly good example of your metahuman champion.
My utopian guard. You monster.
You've got your wires crossed, my friend. I'm not the monster here. You are.
I am making a better society. A utopian society.
Who made you God, little man? Not your robe, not your money, nothing. You're just some self-important scum who created this cult to make himself feel important. Now, it's time to pay the piper. Hello again. Since 2050, you've had nothing to fear. You've always found a way out. Bribery, blackmail, smear campaigns, misinformation, and murder. Tonight, you meet something that can't be bribed or reasoned with. Someone you can't misdirect or kill. And no outside forces will help you, because tonight, I am judge, jury, and executioner. Jutsu of the Demon Puppeteer.
I watched with a feeling of horror and morbid satisfaction. Hearing their bones break as they screamed before being drowned out by eternal bleeding was music to my ears. These sick fucks had it coming, and who better to dish it out than my husband?
My counsel, do you realize what you've done? You've doomed our civilization. We were chosen to bring humanity out of the dark. Without us, the rest of the cult will be aimless. Humanity will be doomed to an evolutionary nosedive, as bad genes and ideas are allowed to propagate. Without limit, you've killed... Stay back.
I could have easily killed him with one punch, but I wanted to draw it out. I wanted him to suffer. I wanted to see the life drain from his eyes.
Mercy, please.
Mercy isn't an option for you.
You don't understand. This was all necessary.
What don't I understand? What part of this was necessary?
But trials exist to find the best humanity has to offer. For too long, children have been coddled by a society that allows them to be weak, mewling maggots, unfit for the lowest places of society.
And so you made yourself the shepherd of humanity, kidnapping and killing families that didn't fit your vision.
Life is a precious gift, Night Terror, and these fools chose to waste it.
Hit him again!
The caretaker laid on the ground, a bloody, pulpy mess where his head used to be. His blood and meat dripped off my knuckles. Pretty sure he died before I even crushed his head. I couldn't take the time to relish in it, though. Parents needed me. Jenny needed me. I shook the blood off me and headed over to the seats. One by one, I freed each parent from their seat until I finally reached Jenny. Hey there, beautiful. Need a hand?
I wouldn't mind that at all, stranger.
Mr. Night Terror, was it? Could you bring us to our children?
Certainly. Follow me. It was the most beautiful thing to see. Frightened children seeing their parents and embracing each other. It's something that never gets old no matter how many times you see it.
Mom! Kids! Oh, my babies. I was so worried.
Mom, you should have seen it. We were about to get chopped up with this giant saw thing. And I was holding on to Kaji who was about to fall. But then, the superhero came in and ripped the saw thingy from the ground and threw it. And then Kaji fell, but the superhero caught him. And he was like, whoosh. It was so cool.
I saw that. I also saw how brave you both were. I'm so proud of you. And as for you, mister, I think
Jenny? Kids!
James?
Are you guys okay? What the hell happened?
Oh, it's a long story. How the hell did you know where we were? I knew the answer, of course, but I had to play ignorant in public.
An IRL streamer was walking past this place just as a giant whatchamacallit burst through the wall. I saw Kaji and Crystal in the crowd, so I came here as fast as I could.
Excuse me? You're the Yanoikes, aren't you?
We are, ma'am. What did you need?
I just wanted to say on behalf of all the other parents, especially myself, thank you.
For what?
Your kids saved my daughter. In fact, they saved a lot of kids.
Look at you two. Heroes in the making.
We were just doing what we thought you would do.
You did more than that, buddy. You saved lives. That's not something to take lightly.
Hey, shouldn't the police have been here by now?
Don't hold your breath. You're lucky if they even take your call nowadays.
It was unbelievable. No police, no ambulance, no JCH. After all that, the city just tells us to go fuck ourselves. After all that, all I wanted to do was eat something, go to bed, and die.
Even if the police never came, I already had Suit getting to work spreading the cult's information on vigilante networks. Locations, people of interest, you name it. Over the next few months, the cult would mysteriously disappear. In Ireland, they got it really bad. All the members were publicly crucified. Do not fuck with the Irish Vigilante Brigade. Not to mention I had her steal enough untraceable silicoins to last more than a lifetime from physical deposit drives they had stored there. After making several anonymous donations to the other kidnapped families, I had just enough left to keep my family afloat until the PC shop got off the ground. She also stole some pretty fancy tech equipment, which I had delivered through the use of drone trucks that she hacked. It's not like the cult was going to use it anytime soon. Or ever.
James went off to schedule an emergency therapy session, but I hung at the doors of our children's bedrooms. I couldn't help but feel guilty. I failed my children that day. To this day, James assures me that I couldn't have known, that I was outnumbered and forced into a bad situation. Had I just stayed home with James, if I wasn't so careless and didn't allow myself to be sneaked up by some Pucklander piece of shite in a robe, my children wouldn't need therapy. My husband wouldn't have had to come save us. None of this would have happened. And what's going to happen when a metahuman decides they have a problem with us? Even if I was prepared with my pistol, probably wouldn't have been able to do anything to him. That's when I decided I needed to be proactive. I needed James to make me a suit and train me to fight like him. And that's when Wraith was born.